Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers, and in today's episode I'm going to show you about HRB423 lawnmower that I did yesterday with the video release. For some reason I didn't record it actually running, so I want to show you about running quickly, how the driver works. Also I want to show you the little Honda I picked up with a new pullcord. I've literally just been out and tested it, but a neighbour 2 doors up from me has said can I come and cut the grass for them because it's particularly long, first cut of the season. So I said, yeah, no problem. I had a pick of 20 mowers to choose and I thought I'd try a little Honda out. First half of the lawn, it cut fantastic, then it started missing and messing about, so I'm suspecting a field delivery problem. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll show you how that's running and then try and diagnose that. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out these two little lawnmowers. I've had to put the mic on because it is particularly windy today. We saw this gale force winds come in, so you'll have to bear with the low sound quality until I get in the shed. So here's a little hater I did yesterday, and this is the one we did the drive adjustment bar on and the drive cable as well, which wasn't working, so just run it up. So that's all working. I've just got to do a few more bits to it. The pull cord assembly does not quite retract fully. There's a bit of slack in it. Just want to tidy that up. But apart from that, it all runs and the driver works, and so does the height adjustment. Just there. So that's all up and running, as I was going to show you yesterday in yesterday's video. Let's move on to this little Honda. So here's the little Honda HRB423. As I say, this one came to me just with a broken pull cord, but I've just tried running it. As I say, it was cutting half the lawn fantastically, but then it just started mucking about and missing, so I'll just see if it still does it. And that's all I'm getting out of it now. And that's all I'm getting out of it, so that needs looking at. So let's get it up on the bench and let's try and diagnose it. Okay, so really weird. This was working fantastically, and then all of a sudden it just decided to stop working on me. So this is up for sale currently as fully working. So I want to get to the bottom of it if I can. So let's just start to break it all down. I'm going to need my magnet tray, some bits and pieces. Just move the air filter, take that all off. The air filter seems fine. Just drop to washer. A few tools just to get into the air filter assembly. Right, let's run these off. That should pop off like so. Okay. And then I've got a couple of linkages to remove. Let's get in a bit closer so you can see what's going on best I can. Something like that. So the gasket seems to be in good condition. Let's remove that, and the hole goes up the top, which is right. Slowly release the carburetor off. Now Okay, let's continue. I want to take the little spring off the top of the arm. If I can get to it. There's one that goes on the back. Now, can I remove this? Let's try and take this fuel line off. It's got a cable tie on it, which I'm not a fan of those. Let's just come off. Get a bit of a twist and just encourage that fuel line off. That's that gone. I've got to tip this carburetor up when it comes out. I'm going to try and remove it off of one of these linkages. Which will then give me enough rotation. There it goes. And the same on the back. I don't want to have to remove all of this linkage. I don't have to. Just straightening back up. Carburetor off, and just pop that linkage off the carburetor so it gets off the spring, off the carburetor, which is tight on there, and pop that back on there. Okay, so now we've got the carburetor. Let's have a quick look inside there, see what's going on here. So here's a carb. As I say, this little fuel tap doesn't seem to be working. I just want to get inside this bowl system first, see what that looks like inside there. There's my magnet tray. Have a little look in here. Yeah, little bits of dirt and grime in there, so that wants a bit of a clean. That O-ring hopefully will come off. It was moving, so I'm blasted with carburetor spray, so yeah, there it goes. It's going to come. They don't always come up. There it goes. So that's cool. It's a shame to start mucking about because it's doing a really good job on that lawn as well. I was quite impressed with a little mower. Take that off, and then we've got a little float assembly with a needle. That's all plastic. Actually come out. Don't forget to, don't lose that little tiny spring that sits on there as well. That sits in there. The float looks okay. It's not full of fluid. Inside here we've got a main jet, which I want to remove. The right screwdriver, which is my long narrow one. Which is this one. If I go in, oh, it doesn't fit. It's going to be slightly smaller than that. Let me find a slightly smaller screwdriver. It's a bit wider. I don't know how can I get that out. Such a small jet. God. I don't know if it's got it or not. I don't think it has. I don't think that's going to move it. I don't think this wants to come out. I don't want to damage it. No, that's not going to come. It feels like it is. But no, it's not. I'm just going to ruin that if I'm not careful. So plenty of carburetor cleaner down the main hole. And just see if it is actually coming out. Which it is. So plenty of cleaner. They do go like that sometimes, these jets, they just don't want to come out. Okay, so that's coming out of the inlet. I want to turn that tap off now. Assuming it's that way. And it's still coming out of there, so that actually isn't working. I'll have a look inside there in a minute, see what's going on. I'll just continue cleaning this carburetor out. It's a shame about that main jet not coming out. I'd like to got that out. All the holes. I also want to remove the jet here. So that's how many threads I've got hanging out the back. Let's have a look. I might have to invest in a proper set of carburetor screwdrivers. That's the first one I've actually had where it hasn't wanted to come out. I'm going to wind this in. So let's go quarter of a turn there. So 1 full turn, 2 full turns, 3 full turns, 4 1/4 full turns. That has to come out. 3 1/4. That now comes out. Those main jets can be a bit of a pickle. Using a screwdriver, flat screwdriver, just gently tweak this up. These can snap, so go very, very easy with these. Like that. He says. Let's get a thinner screwdriver. This doesn't want to come out, this one. Cool, I'm not having much luck today. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I'm trying to get hold of it. Oh, look at me, that's hanging on for dear life. There it goes. The little O-ring on there. That was really grabbed on. That did not want to come up. Let's give it a final clean off. All over. I'll give it a air compress in a minute. Down in there. I'm a bit concerned about that main jet not coming out. I don't ever like leaving them in. But if they don't want to come, they don't want to come, and I have started to shear the head off of that one. I don't know if you can see inside there. So I'm just going to leave it be. Okay, so that's the carburetor all now blown off and looking nice and pretty. Just want to look inside this fuel tap assembly because that's not stopping. So if it's not stopping, it could be it could be blocking as well. Let's have a little nose inside here, see what's going on. There's not a lot in here, to be fair. Let's have a little nose. That's all clean. A little tiny tap and a little tiny diaphragm sort of in the back. That's all okay. It all looks rather clean in there. I dare say could probably benefit from a new one of these, but I don't have one, so I don't want to go too mad in regards to taking this out. But there's a little tiny depressed O-ring, it's a bit misshapen, and then we've got this little tiny plug, if you like. That's that. I'll give it a bit of a clean out. That doesn't seem to be damaged in any way, shape or form. Give that a bit of a squirt up. And that's all it is that stops that from working. So I'm not quite sure why that's not doing what it should be doing. Bit of a mystery. I can put it back together. It all looks like it's like it should be. So that's a bit misshapen, but I don't think that's the end of the world. And we can only allow fuel in one way, not the other. So it's not a lot can go wrong with that. If you've got any comments as to the reason why it's doing that, give us a shout. But it's not working. I'll just screw this back together. Okay, so I just reviewed the video, and this tap was actually that way round. Now to me, that looks upside down because you've got a hole on the back here, which to a naked eye, that doesn't seem right to me. So I'm guessing that might even go that way around. I'm guessing. So whether or not someone's been in there, I'm going to try that now. It may be the wrong way around for me, but that seems correct. That's the top of the carburetor, that's the top of the handle. But on the video, I've just reviewed it. It just didn't seem quite right to me. I thought I was put on the wrong way around, but that, I think, may go that way. I may be wrong, and quite often I am. But to me, that just looks better. You know, you always have like a front edge of wood or face edge of wood and what have you, and your face edges. And that now, that's the top of the carburetor, and that should go that way. I think it was actually that way on. So let's have a little look now. So that should theoretically be on. Let's try and pump some fluid through it. Oh, that's leaking out of there now. And I've got some fuel coming out of there. Turn that off. I've still got fuel coming out, so maybe it is right then. I'll put it back together the other way because I didn't have no liquid coming out of the top side earlier on. It just seems upside down. That's what sort of questioned me. That's why I'll look back on the video. Let's take that off. Put it back on that way. That's the way it come off. That just seems upside down to me. It's got to go that way, I would say. It sits snugger in there. Let me screw it back on and we'll come back. Okay, just put it back on, that's the way it was, but that to me looks upside down because you've got this edge here. That doesn't look right to me. But when I squirt some fuel on again now, it's not leaking out the top end where it was here where my thumb is. I've got liquid coming out of the float needle chamber. I turn the fuel off and it's still running. So that's weird, double weird. So that needs looking into, I would say. Either way, I'm going to start to rebuild this carburetor now to see if we have actually fixed the problem, but I'm a bit concerned about that fuel on-off switch. That's not actually working. It's not doing what it should be doing. So just got to change my battery in my GoPro, and then we'll come back. Right, so we're back in the room, and as I say, that's all now been cleaned out through all the orifices it needs to be. Everything is working. Just want to double check there's some holes around the front here. I want to make sure I'm getting fuel delivery through these little holes just around the side here. So I'll go through all the carburetor holes itself. Nothing through there. Let's try in there. Nothing through there. Let's try it up in here. There should be one more hole I'm missing to bring fuel out through the little tiny holes at the front there, which is not. Yep, let me put the straw back on. Right, that's the straw back on. So the little tiny holes in the front here, they're two very tiddly little holes, and if I squirt WD-40 in the back, you can see it just starting to run out of them. Get a good light for you about there. You see it start coming out of there, so that's okay. They are running. They're the main ones that I have issues with, but it's had a good air compressor, this has now, so that's all good to go. But that carb's now clean. Just want to divert my attention to this bowl, which has got some grime just in here. Not a lot, it's just got some bits and pieces in there. So I'll get a wire brush. I'll actually use a toothbrush, it's less corrosive. Just clean up that area. So that fuel tap's actually doing my head in. Things like that will actually keep me awake at night. Because this doesn't make sense to me why that would be upside down. Let's give that a bit of a clean off. That's good. There's a few little bits in there I just want to tidy up. I'll do it off camera because I'll be here forever otherwise. So just in here you see there's some little tiny bits there. A bit of rust there, I can't really do a lot with that, but just some small fine bits in here, just want to get all that lot out. Okay, that's going to be about as clean as I'm going to get that. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the carb. That's all in good condition apart from just that there. Let's do my head in. Just want to give this float a little bit of a spray off. There's a few bits of fine debris on there as well. Just give that a general clean, just a quick spray. I think that was it. I've got to do the needle as well, just to make sure that's okay. Make the actual seat, there's a little rubber seat there. Make sure there's no debris on top of that. Which is good. Now, as you can see in the background, I've had my O-ring. This is why you need to be careful with carburetor spray because it goes white and they will expand if you're not careful. So I'm just going to give that a quick little WD-40 bath, just to get rid of some of that carburetor stuff off. Always try and keep your rubber O-rings away from carburetor spray if you can. Right, new bit of rag. Wash your hands off, and then we can try and reinstall this carburetor back onto the. Oh, I've got to fit that jet back on, haven't I? This one here. Getting a bit ahead of myself. Got this one here just to blow out. And the top end as well. All the way through. See a bit of debris there, see? Straight through the side holes. Better. Right, that's good. Right, I'm just going to put in this that little jet into the carburetor now before I forget it. That goes into here. Seats down. There's a flat side to the back of this carburetor, just here, and the edge of that will sit up against that. Just get it rough into place and push it down flat. Make sure it seats, which it has. I think I might give that a little bit of a squeeze, not much. Just with a pair of long nose pliers, if I can get in there. That's better. And then I want my screw. Put that in. That's what I got all the way in, and then 3 1/4 back out. I will review the video just to make sure it was 3 1/4. I think it was. Right, that's all the way home. So 1/4 turn, and then there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So somewhere about there. That's only for your idler, but we can adjust it a bit later on if need be. Okay, and that's the carburetor now fully assembled. and the float is free inside, which is good. That's doing my heading. Absolutely playing on my mind. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but we shall see how it gets on once we fit it on. So just going to fit it back onto the engine now, and then we'll go from there. I'll refit these this carburetor on. I've got one gasket to put on, which is on the back end. It goes that way around. I'll try and fit this on. Oh, hang on, torn like a loon. That way around. That goes onto there. I'm not going to be able to do this in one hit with the carburetor in place. So I've got to put these on first. That one. You don't quite get enough vavavoom. Get that one. If I get him as well, try. Without upsetting all the linkages. It's a bit fiddly. Bear with. Okay, it's got most of it on. That'll give me enough just to put them right around without breaking anything. I dare say not. It might do. Yeah, it does. That's it. Okay, and I've got a little spring to put on, which is hooked up under the engine. Pair of long nose pliers. Just to get hold of that spring, which is very fiddly. And just seat it on very gently without bending it. On like that. They're all free. That'll move around with the throttle. That's free. That's a choke one. Yeah, that's all working. Right, gasket to go on next. It's like a metal gasket. Just want to give it a bit of a wipe off. And the hole went up the top. Someone look at that round the other way. Although the hole went up the top, there's no way that's going to go like that. That's not going to fit. I'm just double checking that no one's actually been in here, you know, because there's a hole there which lines up perfectly like that. I'm guessing it goes that way, which I think it was. Yeah, that way. That's like better than me. Yeah, that's got two holes to line up there. Happy with that. Now what I want to do is just want to drain all this fuel out of this tank just to see what fuel it had in before. It's just so I can get a reading of what's actually going on with this fuel. See if that was an issue or not. Okay, got the fuel out, and I did wipe it out pretty well, and there is some debris down in the bottom here. The fuel is yellowish in colour. It's not the best, so I'm going to give it a quick air blow to make sure that it's as clean as I can get it, and then refill the petrol tank back up. Just got to reinsert this fuel line now. And I don't see much need for a cable tie on that, because that pipe is actually quite tight on there. That's it. That ain't going nowhere. I've got my young lad Josh, he's going in the shed. I can hear him thumping about in the background. He's going out. Right, so that's all now back on. Just got to fit the put some more fuel in, undo this little tiny 8mm 10mm nut down the bottom here to pull the fuel through, and then put the air assembly all back on. Okay, so that's the 10mm bolt undone. I've now pulled fuel round. There's no fuel leak here. I'm leaving this tap where it is, which I assume is on. If you put it that way, that would be off, I'm assuming. Also, just had come in from the post a little parcel for Riley's Mowers. So he's got a nice little sticker come through, so that's cool. When he comes home from school, he'll want to open that up and he'll be super chuffed. So that's fantastic. I'm hoping it's a little sticker. And it's got something else in there as well, it's just something hard, so I'm guessing I know who that's from, but we'll let Riley reveal all a bit later on. So now all I want to do is just reintroduce this air filter assembly, if I can find it. It was hiding around the back of the toolbox. So got a little bit of residue and oil on the back of that pipe, but that'll be fine. That just sits into a little tiny hole. I want to make sure that's clear actually. Let me give it a bit of a wipe off with a rag and just blow my breath through it. Yeah, it's clear. So that goes on, and that lines up with the two little tiny holes. And I've got two little tiny bolts to put on there, which will be 8mm. Okay, let's just wind them up. I've learnt not to be too boisterous with this drill, because otherwise it just strips stuff if you're not careful. And then just got to put the air filter in and screw the cover down. Here's the air filter. Give it a bit of a clean out because that looks a bit wet. The air filter. Okay, that's the air filter all back on, and the cover to suit with a little washer. If I can get hold of it. Yep, little washer and a wing nut. Just want to whip the spark plug out because I haven't changed the spark plug on this mower. And see what that looks like. Let me grab a socket. And here's the spark plug that come out of it. A little tiny Champion CJ8. But I might just put an NGK in there if it's the same reach. Just got to double check it. Okay, so I've got a NGK B2LM. They're the ones I like to use. It's brand new. What's this good news you got?
Do you not know?
No, Mummy just said you got some good news. This is my my middle boy Josh. He's just come back from school. So what's your good news, Josh?
I got a distinction in my media.
A distinction in your media. So what's that mean? Is that like an A, a B, or?
It's the highest grade I can get.
The highest grade you can get. So would you say it's fair to say you take after your mum or you take after me for brains and intelligence? Bear in mind you're going to be live on YouTube, and this could, you know, further your career. Me, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, well done, son. I'm proud of you. Good
Thank
boy.
you.
Good lad. There's my little Josh. He's absolutely super chuffed. Got a distinction in his media for his school exam, so that's fantastic. And look up 0.7 to 0.8. Let's have a quick little deco. 0.5, 0.6, 0.8. So I've got a 0.8, so that will do. Just going to put that inside the gap and set the gap accordingly. It's actually a really small gap. So let me just set that. Which is there. And then we'll get a new NGK in there. That will help it anyway, just to try and get it to run properly and give it a bit more of a helping hand. I wouldn't have thought that this come with a Champion spark plug in it. And to me, those smaller ones, they seem to be, where did I put it? Here it is. I always associate these smaller ones with strimmers and what have you. So that's no good. So that's all now been gapped accordingly. The oil is fine. I've already checked that. What's left to do? Nothing. That's it. Just got to run it up. So let me clear the decks a bit. Just drop this lawnmower down off of me old table. Riley loves to do this, but this is Riley's favourite bit of the whole show, to put these lawnmowers down. He loves it. Cool, and then we'll get it outside and give it a run, see how we get on. Alright, so let's see how this is now going to get on. I've done the fuel, that's on. Well, it's on no matter which way you put it. Let's give it a go. There you go. No. Okay, so it's running, but I've got no revs. Okay, so as you saw, it was actually running. It revved up ever so slightly, but I've got no revs at all. So it might be where I put those linkages on. Maybe that's not correct. So let me just whip this off quickly here and then adjust the throttle to see what's going on. Right, let's have a little, get in a bit closer, so that's what we got. So there's a bit of a bend in there. That's all working. That's for choke. And the throttle arm is all working as it should do. All the springs are attached. There's nothing that will be giving me any concern. So that's weird. It's just not picking up at all. Let me try and move the throttle to see what I've got going on. Let me bring it around the other side. Let me stick you in here somewhere. That's better. So there's a choke, that's working. Off choke. And it doesn't seem to be pushing that governor arm forward. Which is weird. That should be throttling up there. Unless that governor arm has actually slipped ever so slightly. Yeah, it has moved, I think. Let's bend that spring back. That's it. So that's in idle mode. No cables have slipped at all. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Everything is working as it should do. Let me put it back together and try it again. Okay, so we'll go for a take two. I've got a suspicion it might just be like the linkage was a little bit bent when I took it off of the took the carburetor off originally. So let's just try it again. Yeah, that's running much better now. Yeah, that's what it was, just a little tiny linkage just here. I just bent it ever so slightly. They are very, very temperamental, these little Hondas. If the linkage is just slightly off, it won't run right. So that was my mistake. However, that's now up and running. Okay, so another good little fix there. It was just literally the carburetor. I'm not 100% certain what was actually wrong with it. It could have been the spark plug that was having issues with that little tiny Champion one. Let me just grab it quickly. As I say, I associate these type of spark plugs with strimmers and what have you, because they are so small and because of the insulation here. So I associate them more with strimmers, that type of one. But I put an NGK in and gapped it right, and it's not missing a beat now. I did just bend that throttle spring ever so slightly when I took that carburetor off. I should have took the whole throttle assembly off to begin with, but that's one of the shortcuts I made, and that's the price I paid. But it's now running up together and tidy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get a little clip like this and just tie the dead man's handle back, fire it up and let it run for about 15-20 minutes, because it was after about 15 minutes it started to play up and run on choke only. So I just want to double check before it does go off for sale that it is actually running. What I generally do is any lawnmower that I have for sale is I start it up from cold, and then when it's running, leave it running for about 15-20 minutes, just to make sure that anything electrical or anything fuel would come up within that time scale, and then I turn it off, and then about 30 seconds to a minute later I'll fire it up again, so it gets a cold start, a hot start, and a 20-minute run. That's about the best you can do with these second-hand lawnmowers. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Hello. Oh, I can hear Riley Boy coming. Let me go and get him quickly. He's coming, so he's got a letter to open up, so that'd be cool. And here is my little tiny Riley Boy. He's just come home from school.
Yeah.
Haven't you? Have you had a good day at school today?
Yeah.
Look at the camera.
Yeah.
What did you do today?
I got carpet today.
Magic carpet?
Yeah.
What's that do then? Look at the camera so everyone can see. Does it light up?
Yeah.
So it's a big sensory room because Riley goes to a special needs school.
Yeah.
So he's got a little sensory carpet that all lights up and does good stuff. You've got swimming tomorrow.
Yeah. I got drama.
You did what?
I got to do glowing.
Drums?
No, do glowing.
Drawings?
No.
What?
I can say I can sweep a wall.
Swimming pool tomorrow. Fantastic. Anyway.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
Today in the post came a letter and it says Riley's Mowers.
Yay!
So letter for you. Yeah. Do you want me just to open it a little bit for you, just to get it started? You can get my knife.
Oh, what here?
No, I've got it here, buddy. No, I've got it here.
What here?
Yeah. No touching in there. There's gonna be sharp stuff in there.
Open now.
You're gonna open this one up. Yeah. Let's have a look.
Hi guys.
Yeah. Say hi, guys. That's it.
I don't be Mower.
Yeah. Swimming pool tomorrow.
I don't. Get it dirty.
Hey.
Get it dirty.
Dirty?
Yeah.
Get down, get dirty yet?
I do it.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm just going to put a knife away. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
I do it.
Right, there you go then. Open it up then.
Okay.
There
Uh-oh.
might be some bits in there, so that's right. Leave that where it is. It's fine. Come sit down here.
Sorry,
Everyone
guys.
can see. Say sorry, guys. Say, go careful. Right, that was yours.
Yeah,
What
you.
else is in there first? Might be something for Daddy. Go careful. Yeah. Have a little look in there. What's that? Can you get him out? Go careful.
Oh, why?
What is it?
Oh, no way. No way. No way. No way.
What have we got?
Yeah.
We got 3 10mm bolts. Wait a minute.
Oh, Daddy.
Hang on. Yeah, Daddy's doing some talking. 3 10mm bolts for the Briggs and Stratton pullcord assembly, which I ran right out of, and they're £5 each. So a fellow subscriber.
Daddy.
Wait a minute. A fellow subscriber has actually sent them
Daddy.
on to me. That's fantastic. So who's this come from? Let's have a look. Oh, increase it. Who's it say on there?
Daddy with
It
Mower.
says Roy's
Yeah.
the
Mower.
Roy's the boy, and there's Roy's the boy sticker.
Daddy.
Yeah. You'll
Roy
stick on the
here.
toolbox, yeah. So thank you very much, Roy the boy. Roy's the boy. Yeah.
Ever.
Best friend ever. So let's put it up on our box. Let's put it down here, this one.
Yeah. Shit.
Hang on, wait a minute. Let's get it on the nice.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We all need room for other people, don't we?
Who?
There. How's that? Right. Push it down then. Fantastic. So now we've got how many stickers? Cap stickers?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 stickers. That's fantastic. So we've got 2 from Terrell, 1
Yeah.
from Jacko Small Engine Repair, 1 from Retro Restore, and 1 from Roy's the boy. And are you excited about that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. If you would like to send little Riley Boy a sticker, please do so. He would be super excited about it. My email address is down below.
Well,
Simply just send me an email. I'll send you my address, and you can send Riley Boy a sticker on. If you want to do a swap for a sticker, like for like, we can also send. Yeah, we can send him one of our stickers, can't we? If need be.
oh.
As a bit of a thank you, so we don't mind doing 2-way swaps, things like that. So that'd be cool. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me and my little tiny Riley Boy on this episode of Micks Mowers.
Mower.
And we will catch you all again very, very soon. Check you later.
Do you feel the vibes?